What's going on? This your boy Big Dog Bark. I'm coming out of Memphis, Tennessee, and as usual, I'm gonna give y'all an hour of my time. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to come on in, hit that like button as you enter the building, if you would. My cash app is in the description of the video. Any donation will be appreciated. If you don't donate, that's all right. We're not gonna hold that against you. Um, I remember growing up and I already knew my stepdad wasn't my real dad. And I had to figure my way out as a young man. And just sitting around, knowing that this man ain't my real dad and trying to find out where my real dad is. And according to my brother, my younger brother, my brother knew some shit that I didn't know. Is that all the places we went to when we were younger, it was kind of a setup for me and him to meet the man. The barber shop, the schools we were going to, just all through South Memphis. Even though my grandmama stayed in South Memphis, my mama put us in a situation where we was supposed to run into my dad in some shape, form, or fashion. That's why she was always putting us in different locations through South Memphis, just hoping that we can run into him by accident. She didn't want to bring us to him, which to this day baffles me. It's like, why you just didn't take me and my brother to see my dad instead of trying to take us to a barber shop that you know him or one of my uncles frequents. You know what I'm saying? Just hoping that we'll run into him instead of you just taking us to him. And I remember when I was 18, 16 or 18. And I remember me and my mama had I wouldn't say a argument, but we were going back and forth about the fact that I never got a chance to meet him growing up. Outside the one time I saw him at summer camp picking up a cousin of mine. And we were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about the situation. What's going on, JD? How you doing, my guy? And we were going back and forth about the situation, and that's when I was like, "Mama, you talk so bad about my dad, but you at least had sex with him twice. That's what's up, Jay." And I was like, "You talk so bad about this man. You talk about how he just was running the streets and how he was doing this, that, and the third. And it's like, why you just don't give me the opportunity to meet him my damn self?" Oh, my cash app in the description of this live, JD. Whatever you donate, I will appreciate that, my guy. And we were just going back and forth, and I was telling her, like, man, I feel like you cheated me. I feel like you cheated me out of meeting my father. And she came to realize that she did. So she opened up her phone book and had all the type of information I needed. Phone numbers, addresses, all type of shit on my dad. And I'm looking at this lady and I'm like, Mama, you mean tell me all this time that you just got all these conversations about this man? Literally telling me I act like this man. and never wanted me to be around this man. But you got everything I need to talk to him. You got everything I need to see him. And I didn't go see him. The first time I really, really sat down and tried to talk to my dad, it was a birthday party. I think it was his birthday party. It was somebody. And I felt so out of place because I didn't know what to say to him. All my other brothers and sisters that he created was there, and they hugging him and shit like that. And I didn't know how to approach him, even though this is my dad. I didn't know how to approach my father. And I left the party. It just so had my wife was with me, and I left the party. And she asked me, was I all right? And I wasn't. So years later, when I finally got a chance to get up with him again, my son was about maybe 2, 3 years old. And I went to where he was staying there. I took my son over there. And I sat down with that man and asked that man, where were you at? Where were you at? And that man told me with a straight face, I ain't shit. Whatever your mama told you about me was the truth. I wasn't shit. And then after he told me he wasn't shit, he told me and my second oldest sister reminded him of reminded him reminded me and her reminded him of him. We acted just like him. And all the shit my mom was telling me that I acted like my dad, I was like, how? Where it come from? And for him to say it and for her to say it, I was like, all right, it's true. Okay, whatever. So I'm saying all that to say this. When I was growing up, I was an emotional wreck. I was emotional. I let a lot of shit get under my skin. I didn't know how to deal with certain situations. I didn't know how to check, talk bad about people, none of that type of shit. I was emotional. And the only outlet I really had was to fight. And I was scared to fight at first because I didn't want to get in trouble. And I remember having a bully that used to always fuck with me. And I would go home crying. And my mom was always like, don't let them see you cry. Cause then they'll get you. So she basically told me to protect myself. So the next time me and this bully got into it, he called himself gonna hit and run, gonna hit me and run off somewhere. And he ran into the washer that was in our apartments. And he ran in a couple of more guys he was with. They ran into apartments and the washer. They ran in and ran around the washers and jumped over the washers to get back out the wash, the laundromat. And he didn't get over the washer fast enough and he fell. And when he fell, I hauled off in his ass. I beat the brakes off this motherfucker. And the judge had my mama was washing clothes that day and she saw us fighting. She pulled me up off of him. And she ain't say nothing. She was like, "That's what you was supposed to do if somebody fucking with you." But I still was fucked up. I was still emotional because even though I learned to protect myself, she also was like, "You'll get so pissed off, you'll black out." She said, "You will black out and don't give a fuck about who you hurt." I almost deleted my younger brother because I blacked out. It was a couple of partners of mine that I blacked out on. To this day, they still be talking about certain shit I done did when I was a teenager. Talking about, man, you did so and so and so and so to this dude, and you jumped on this guy, and I'm like, bro, I'm so far away from that. But I was emotional. So when I had my daughter, I was telling myself I gotta do a lot of shit for her. So I had to take everything I was, the emotional wreck, the smart mouth motherfucker, the sometimes awkward, sometimes on top of everything individual I was, and I had to transfer all that I was into my little girl. Now you can imagine me being in my early 20s with a little girl, still emotional, trying to teach my little girl not to be emotional. That shit, as a father, is a selfless job that you get no thanks for. Hey, let me hit you back, bro. Uh, Being a father is a selfless job. And I'm sitting here, got a little girl, and I got to teach her how to be tough. I got to teach her how to have thick skin. I got to teach her how to fight. But I also got to teach her how to keep her emotions in check. And that was a hard job for not only me, but a lot of us fathers is trying to keep our emotions in check for our sons and our daughters. That's a hard thing to do. And it's a thankless, selfless job. that we go through every day. For those that want to be in their kids' life, it's like you gotta keep your kids in check emotionally. You gotta tell them to buck up. You gotta tell them to stop crying. You gotta tell them to fight through shit. And then at the same time, it's just certain things they can't fight through. So you gotta balance them out emotionally. And I know in a lot of these panels, a lot of these spaces, you hear all we gotta do is bring home the money. All we gotta do is bust our heads, go to work 12, 14 hours a day. And the kids will be all right as long as mama there, mama take care of them, mama nurture them, mama that. But these kids watch us too. I didn't have no real father figure to watch. My stepdad was a piece of shit. And I brought all that shit. I brought all that shit I learned from him into my marriage. And I thought that was what was supposed to happen. And when it didn't go certain ways, I was emotional. The reason I did a lot of shit I did was because I was emotional. I didn't understand this, that, and the third, and I jumped off the ledge because my emotions was everywhere. And I got a little girl, and I'm trying to teach her to be tough because I wanted a boy at first, but I ended up with a girl. And then my son came, and it's like, now I got to teach both my kids to be tough. They can't be crybabies. They can't let the world pick on them and all type of shit. Oh, y'all gotta excuse me. My sinus is fucked up. Yeah. But yeah. So just being emotional, just being an emotional wreck myself and trying to teach my kids not to be emotional, that was a challenge that didn't nobody give a fuck about. As long as I did what was right for them, didn't nobody give a fuck about my emotions. But hey, you a man, you supposed to do the shit without no praise. And between the both of them, my daughter acts so much like me, is that it's crazy. Because when she get pissed off, everybody know, yup, that's her daddy coming out of her. She get the cussing niggas out left and right. She ready to fight. When she get 38 hot, she mad, she crying, all because she just ready to hurt somebody. And I be sitting back, and that's where all that keeping her in check come in there because she just like me. I'm ready to hurt you if you play with me too much. But I had to tell her from birth to 18, it's like you can't fight everybody. I remember one time when we were still in the projects and I came home from work. She was in her room crying. So me being concerned, Dad, I go in the room and I'm like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And I thought her mama had whooped her. And she was like, no, mama made me come in the house. I'm like, well, for what? What happened? Mama made me come in the house because I was finna fight. And I'm thinking, all right, you finna fight. Okay, your mama told you come in the house. All right, whatever. But come to find out, she wasn't finna fight one little girl. She was finna fight six. She was getting ready to fight 1-on-6. Little clique, a little girl, all of them about the same age, all of them went to the same school. Didn't like my daughter for whatever reason. And one of them came knocking at my door and asked could my daughter come outside. And she went outside. And my wife just so happened to see what was going on and made her come back in the house. And when she told me that, one part of me was like, my daughter ain't no hoe. She ain't going. Then the other part of me was like, it was 6-on-1. You could have got your ass whooped. And I had to tell her, like, baby, you can't run to every fight because you ready to fight. Some fights you gotta back up out of and come back another day. She understood that. Even now in college, she called me, she be talking about little shit that be pissing her off. And she like, I can't call mom about this. I gotta call you. I'm like, all right, you want me to co-sign on your bullshit, don't? She like, her nickname Baby Ratchet. I called her Baby Ratchet for the longest. That's her nickname. To me is. And she'll call me and she had some type of bullshit going on, somebody fucking with her, some shit like that. And I had to tell her, either we can do it this way or we can do it this way. I said, either if you want to press the button and go on spaz out and pop off on them, okay, it is what it is. Yeah, JD, Baby Ratchet, that's my daughter. And I tell her, whatever the situation is, I said, you got our way. The way me and you think. You got our way. Where you can go on spaz out, go on whoop their ass, whatever the case may be. Or we can do it this way where we use our words and use our sense and try to find another way around the situation. And we be going back and forth because she know how her daddy thinks. She is like, Dad, I know what you thinking. Because I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, yeah. Whatever happens, I'm ready to jump off the ledge with you. But at the same time, we can't jump off every motherfucking ledge. Man, JD, if I could tell you, just when you hear her talk, when she talk like the sweetest thing in the world. But then when she get mad, everybody like, yup, her daddy coming out of her. That's every bit of that big dog coming up out of her because she ain't going. She ain't finna play with you too long. And like I said, in college, she go back and forth with me, and I'm like, look, if you gonna press the button, go on press the button. I give you my permission. Go on press the button. If it's a red, like go on press it. The girl, I remember one time the girl down there in South Carolina was finna fight the girl at, what was it? Bojangles in the drive-through. The girl told her something in the drive-through, and my daughter done threw all type of shit at the girl in the drive-through. Then gonna call me and tell me about it. And I was like, all right, that's cool, whatever. I said, but you could have went to jail too, right? Dad, I ain't care. She pissed me off. I was like, you can't be doing that shit. Now you can't be doing that shit. But that's my baby. That's my firstborn. My son, he more like his mama. He more laid back, more smooth. Yeah, that's what it is, JD. But my son, he more laid back like his mama, more nonchalant. He don't let too much shit bother him. But he used to have a problem crying about video games, about basketball practice and shit like that. And I used to be like, bro, You can't cry all the time, man. God damn, bro. I remember when he was crying playing Madden and he was losing. I be looking at him and he be talking all that shit because he done beat the computer so many times in a row. Then it'd be a game where the computer done jumped on his ass and he trying his best to beat him and he can't beat him, and then he get tears start coming down his ass. And I'm like, bro, it's a video game, bro. It's a game. Quit crying, or I'm gonna take the game away from you. Simple as that. When you were playing basketball, he been playing basketball since he was in second grade, first or second grade, second grade. And when he started playing AAU in third grade, coach was hard on him. Cause my son always been heavy. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never been just no real basketball player type boy. He always been big, but he could shoot. And all he wanted to do was shoot. Then he good at it. But the coach be getting on his ass, telling him to do other shit. And he get the bullshit and get the crying. And I'm like, bro, how you gonna play basketball if you can't take criticism from your coaches, if you can't take whatever from your coaches? And this went on from third grade all the way up into fifth grade. And then when fifth grade came, he really spazzed out. He was crying. He came home crying one day. He ain't like some coach had said, and my wife was riding with him. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna ride with y'all. I ain't even gonna ride against you because I don't even want to hear that shit. I'm gonna ride with you, even though I'm knowing better. I said I'm gonna ride with you. We took him out the team, and I started coaching him. And it sure as shit stank when I started coaching him. He was doing the same shit. I tell him to do something, he ain't want to do it, or he was ass dragging. And I was like, bruh, it ain't the coaches, it's your ass. When somebody get on your motherfucking ass, you don't like it, you start bullshitting. I said, but the fucked up part about it is to avoid you getting into trouble with your coaches, just do what they ask you to do. And it took him so long to understand that part when he was in middle school and shit like that it finally clicked when he got in the 8th grade, 9th grade. It finally clicked to what I was saying. But he would get so emotional when somebody would bark at him. And I'm like, bro, the world ain't easy. Somebody gonna bark at you at all motherfucking times. I'ma bark at you. Your mama gonna bark at you. Teachers gonna bark at you. Coaches gonna bark at you. You can't sit up there and cry every time somebody raise their damn voice at you. Like, that's insane. You just so hurt because somebody raised their voice at you. So being an emotional anchor for your kids as a father, that means everything, because not only will you get their emotions in check, you're gonna help them psychologically. Because if I didn't get my daughter emotions in check, ain't no telling what my daughter be doing right now. She might be in jail right now if I didn't help her get her emotions in check. If I didn't help my son get his emotions in check, he probably wouldn't be in the position he is on the football team or none of that type of shit. Just by me having to get my emotions in check, for them to get their emotions in check, all three of us think a whole lot better. We move a lot smarter. Because if I came at them with my reckless behavior and coming to teaching them my reckless behavior, we all be in jail by now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, being a father, you're the emotional anchor, not the mama. Not the mama. The daddy, the emotional anchor, because they going to move according to how the daddy move. They going to think how the daddy think. The mama going to put so much shit into them, but it's the emotional that they're gonna put into them. I got to put the emotion and the side. I got to counter what she put inside of them, because she'll give them too much nurturing. She'll give them too many hugs, too many kisses. Anytime they cry, she gonna baby them, and we see that daily with these single mothers. And when they have these boys, that's all they do is they coddle them. They don't let them go through shit. They don't let them learn anything. And then we have a bunch of weak ass men running around here talking about they niggas, talking about they thugs and gangsters and all that. Trust me, I got coddled. I got coddled. I was a tough ass though. I wasn't told, I was told the word was going, but I got coddled. I got spoiled. But at the same time, I was getting spoiled by my mom and my grandmom and my great grandmama. They also were telling me the rules of the world. That's why I say the shit I say to women. That's why I sit there and say, yeah, I love women. I like how women look. I like how I like how love how they smell. I love women. Love them to death. But I cuss they motherfucking ass out. What's going on, Raj? I cuss a female out in a heartbeat. Maybe that's my feminine nature that come out at time when it come down to women that I will argue with them. I will cuss their ass out. But I also would tell them, like, look here, shout it. I don't need you unless I want to fuck. I don't need you unless I want some pussy. Cause I can cook for myself, I can clean for myself, I can fend for my motherfucking self. So what's your purpose of being here? It's just to help me get this nut off. And I'm bold enough to tell you, man, I'll go get that damn lotion and a paper towel and go to work and piss you off. That's just how I was raised. To love them and to love them, and at the same time, I don't need you. You can go on about your business. But I was an emotional wreck trying to raise two kids. I had to get myself right so they would get right. I had to become an emotional anchor for them, even though I was I was an emotional wreck. With them grades, my system has always been, if you bring home good grades, you bring home good conduct, there's nothing I won't do for you. I told them I can accept a C, because I know sometimes we be in these classes and we trying our best to learn, and we only average. We ain't excellent, we ain't good with average. And I used to tell my kids, I said, I could deal with a C. I could deal with you being average in certain classes, but they mama, she need A's and B's. She need A's and B's. And I was like, baby, they can get a C. I mean, I'm not gonna put that much pressure on my goddamn kids to be perfect. But she wanted perfection. And I said, you know what? I believe in my kids. I believe they can be perfect. Remind y'all, I always tell y'all my two kids monsters. They monsters. So once we say, all right, they can't get number A's and B's. We agreed to that. I said, all right, okay. So we relayed that to my daughter. We relayed that to my son when they started going, hey, I'm not sending you to school to act a fool. I'm sending you to school to learn. I need them report cards to be straight. You talking about you want a new set of Beats, you want a new iPhone, you want some Jordans, you want to go to this restaurant, you want to go to this vacation spot. I got you. But I need you to give me what I need out that school building. I need them A's, I need them B's, I need them E's and them S's. Anything less, you just getting the necessities. You ain't getting nothing special. I make sure I feed you. I make sure I feed you. I make sure you got clothes on your back and shoes on your feet. But it ain't gonna be the ones you want. I think they more scared of their mama than they is me when it comes down to them grades. But at the same time, I'm the smarter parent. I'm the smarter parent, they'll tell you that. Both of them will tell you that dad is smarter than mom. I chose to be dumb in school. It wasn't like I'm a dumbass. I chose to be dumb. That just like my mama was a school teacher. And me and my brother figured out that a C would pass. So certain classes I would do what I had to do to get an A or B because I liked the classes or I liked the teachers. In certain classes, I was a dickhead. I was acting up, didn't want to do my work and shit like that. I remember I brought home an I in world history in 10th grade. I brought home an I and showed my mama. She was like, "Nigga, how the hell did you get an I? You that means you ain't you worse than a fail. You don't even do shit." I remember bringing home bad grades in English and good grades in Spanish. She was like, "English is your first language, and you worse in English than you is in Spanish, and that's your first language." I'm like, I ain't like the teachers. It ain't that I couldn't do the work. If I ain't like the teacher, I wasn't gonna do the work, or I was gonna half-ass do the work. And I remember, and this is how everybody in my high school knew I was smart. When I took the ACT. Now I'm taking the ACT just to graduate. It was a requirement for graduation. I took the ACT. I ended up making a 21 on that jump. Me, I didn't give a fuck. I like, man, this is a requirement. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna get it out of the way as soon as possible so I won't have to worry about it later. Took it one time, made a 21 on it. I had every guidance counselor in the school, every business teacher I had, because I was deep into that business shit in the school. Them the only classes I was good at: business, math, music, art. You know what I'm saying? I was good at all that type of shit. I had every business teacher in the school and every guidance counselor in the school. What are you doing after high school? You going to college? I didn't plan on it. Why? You got a 21 on the ACT. Yeah, I know that. You ain't thought about going to no business school? Not really. I just took this motherfucker to graduate. Like being real with these folks. I'm like, I didn't care. So when they told me I could get into Memphis State before they changed the University of Memphis and they business program, I was like, all right, bet. Now, mind you, when I'm hearing all this information, I was at a 1 point some grade point average because I was cutting classes. I was not doing working classes. I was at a D average. And these folks talking about helping me try to get a scholarship, a business scholarship into the University of Memphis. And the only reason I said I tried because my mama went to University of Memphis. And I knew that would have made her feel some type of way if I got into the same school she graduated from. So I hustled from 10th grade all the way up to 12th grade. Hustled, trying to do all my work, trying to do this, do this, do that. By the time I graduated, it was at a 2.7. I didn't qualify. And I felt some type of way, graduated, went to trade school for being an electronic engineer. And I dropped out in 3 months. Not because the work was hard, not because I didn't understand what was going on, it's because I rather sold weed than go to class. Yep. I rather sold weed and try to fuck on hoes than actually go to trade school. I dropped out. That's what I wanted to do. I had my little job in the afternoon, and in the morning time, I sold a couple of bags here and there when trying to get a piece of pussy before I went to work. So I had to take all that I did educational wise. Now I gotta tell my daughter and my son to get their shit together. Because I know y'all want shit. You want me to buy your shit. You want your mama to buy y'all shit. Now I gotta tell both my kids to get their act together in school. Knowing I was a damn fool in school. Knowing I literally were playing dumb because I didn't give a fuck about grades. Now, as a daddy, I gotta sit up here and put emphasis on grades to my kids, just so they can get the shit they want, just so they can have the opportunities I didn't have. And needless to say, I had one go to college on a scholarship. She getting ready to graduate in May. My son got a 4.5 GPA. He down to his top 5 schools for next year. Where he gonna go? He be in 12th grade next year. And I be sitting there looking and it's like, I did that. Cause when they be having problems in school, they don't call their mom. They call me. Math problems, they all the educational problems they have, both of them, they call me. They ask me, how would you do? How would you do? And they know I'm smart. Like I said, they'll tell you dad is smarter than mama. Daddy got more sense than mama. When it come down to they hustles, dad is smarter than mama. I have to tell my wife over and over again, I'm smarter than you, even though she was a who's who when she was in high school and I was the dumbass. I'm like, okay, I know what a verb is though. You know what I'm saying? I made a higher ACT score than you. I had some once I did grad, I had some partial scholarships to schools in Ohio and shit like that. It's just that I wanted to stay in Memphis. So I'm not stupid. And she'll tell the motherfuckers, she like, yeah, y'all look at them and see tattoos everywhere and thugged out and shit like that. But when he get to talking to your ass, you'll swear he a small mother. You'll swear him now he went to college. He's smart in the motherfucker. She have to acknowledge that at times, even though she don't want to. And if she watching, I love you for not acknowledging my intelligence, but it's cool. But just being the type of individual I was educational wise, and then have to change all that for them to. For me to change up everything for them to make them understand that like if you get your grades done, if you get your grades in school, sky's the limit. If you do good on these ACTs or SATs and you make these high ass scores, bro, you can go. I tell both of them, you can go wherever the fuck you want to go. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Don't be like me. Be better than me. Cause I fucked up my whole high school year just trying to sell dope and fuck hoes. And breaking folk houses. I was a delinquent. I was a delinquent, I was a bully, and I was smart than the motherfucker. I was a monster, but I was a monster in the streets. And when I say my kids are monsters, they monsters because of their achievements. Then when it come down to just society, how you dealing with people and shit like that. It was times motherfuckers think I couldn't speak because I wouldn't speak in social gatherings and shit like that. They thought something was wrong with me, that I was kind of off in the head or something like that. And I used to be like, nah, I ain't off in the head. It's just that I listen more than I speak at times so I can understand where people be coming from so I know how to play the angles. So I know if they really talking about some real shit or some bullshit. But I'm going to let you talk. I show my kids how to move in the hood and how to get certain shit away because trust and believe me, they both know some of the shit daddy done did. And I had to tell them over and over again, don't do that shit. That's why they do the hustles they do. That's why both of them would sell candy and cookies and chips in school. Cause they can't sell nothing else. Cause they know they get caught up. They be like, nah, I ain't doing that shit because I already know I'll get caught up. But they know how to hustle because they seen their daddy hustle. My daughter seen it more than my son seen it because she actually would see me with the scales and the bags and breaking down shit and shit like that all the same time, watching SpongeBob with her. You know what I'm saying? Making sure she getting her, doing father daughter shit while I'm trying to get some bags together. I sent the girl to school with a backpack smelling like a pound. She almost got suspended. I didn't hear the end of it. Dad, I almost got suspended because of you. I'm like, well, you need a backpack. I wasn't gonna go buy one when I had some around here. I just gave you the first one I saw. It just so happened I had a bunch of weed in that motherfucker before I gave it to her. So my daughter seen the I was dying down what she was seeing. But she saw enough to know that daddy would go get that money. And daddy know how to go get that money. Daddy would go around them white folks and get money. Daddy would go around them niggas and get their money. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing she saw the rough part. My son, he saw the laid back part, but he know how to get that money too. So just the emotional, the educational, and how to move in society. I had to show that shit to my kids. Coming from the place where I was an emotional wreck and I was playing with my education and I was a fucking idiot on the streets. I had to show them how to move so they can be better individuals. And in the process of me becoming a better individual and becoming the father I became, I took that shit out the house and I started coaching. Not only my son, but other individuals around our neighborhood, other little boys. And every time I have a practice, every time I start up a new team, and these boys, they coming from single mama homes, they ain't got no direction. All they know is to sell drugs or gang bang. And they see me in the gym and they see me and my son together and they want to know what I got going on. I'm like, bro, I coach basketball. If you want to play, you can play. If you don't want to play, then get out the gym when I'm in the gym. And then they'll start coming to the practices. They start going through the drills with me and my son and shit like that. Then they want to play for my team. And I'm like, well, look here. The one thing I'm going to tell you is this right here. If you're playing with me, you're going to play for me. You ain't going to play with me. And I'm going to love each and every one of y'all like I love my own. But at the same time, if I get on his ass, if I get on my own son ass, and I punish him for fucking up in practice and shit like that, you're not excluded. I'm gonna give you the same punishments I give him, and I'm gonna love you the same way I love him. Either you with it or you ain't. I had more stay than leave. I had more players stay than leave because I was like, look, I know y'all coming from fatherless homes. I know y'all ain't got no dude in your life that you can really look up to that's gonna try to tell you right from wrong. And then when they hear my stories or my past, and they be like, "Coach, you did this, you did." I'm like, "Yeah." That's why I'm able to tell y'all motherfuckers what the fuck you going wrong at, what you doing wrong at. Cause I was in y'all shoes. I was 14, 15, 16 years old. I know what the hell y'all got going on. I know what y'all doing. You ain't gonna pull nothing over my eyes. I was in your position, ripping and running through these goddamn streets. I'm trying to keep y'all out the streets. Spending the night over my house. Just so they won't be late for a game. Feeding them after games, after practices, making sure I pick up boys, take them home. It was some nights I didn't come home till 11:30. Just leaving practice and dropping boys off because ain't nobody coming to pick them up. Ain't nobody coming to pick them up at the game. Ain't nobody coming to their games. And I used to have to hear from my wife, it's like, why I gotta come home so late? And I'm like, these boys ain't got nobody fucking with them. These boys ain't got nobody fucking with them. The mamas don't want to fuck with them. As long as they ain't bothering them, the daddies ain't nowhere to be seen. I think I seen, in all my years of coaching, I probably seen a handful of daddies. I like these boys need as much love as possible. Who am I not to give these young boys that need love? Who am I to tell them not to get love? They need a couple of dollars. I give it to them. They need some shoes. I buy it for them. They need to talk about certain shit going on in their house. I'm like, bro, call me. Talk to me. So being a father inside the house is great. But taking that shit outside the house and spreading that love to other boys, other girls. Well, I don't deal with too many girls. Outside of family members, I don't coach girls, but I will talk to them. I talked to some of my daughter friends when they were in high school. But majority of boys just taking what I give my son outside the house and give it to them. And they be like, coach, because it's boys now that if they see me riding by, they know my cars. Any car I be in, they know them cars. Coach. I'm like, what? What's going on? You gonna start another team? I don't know. Man, if you gonna start another team, I'm gonna play for you. Okay, I got you. They keep me in the loop as far as what's going on in the streets. They'll tell me about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, they go to school with my son. They protecting my son because they do some dumb ass shit, but they ain't gonna let nobody touch my son. Cause they know what my son's trying to do. All because I took love and gave it to these young men that wasn't getting love correctly. And it's hard being a good father, a good person in the community because you got racism, systematic racism, you got perceptions of being a black man, you got money issues. You have a lot of things going against you as a black man, a black father, that seems like that's hard to climb, and them obstacles be hard to get over at times. Cause you can't go in certain places. You can't show your kids the better things in life because of the color of your skin. You gotta stay over there in the hood. Every chance I got, I take my kids, I take my players to the better parts of Memphis and show them like, bro, if you put your mind to it, you can get these big houses. You can get these nice jobs. You can drive these nice cars if you really want to. You ain't gonna let nobody stop you because of the color of your skin. You can get some money. And I know it's a lot of women running around here because they get the government assistance and think they balling and shit like that. And then they'll look at you because you doing a regular 9 to 5, you're a blue collar worker. And they tell you you ain't making enough money for them, but they on government assistance. So that's a whole thing by itself that you going to work and you trying to be a an example to these young boys and girls of how to really get it. When they constantly looking at the OF models and the IG models and the dope boys and the gangsters, they driving nice cars and shit like that, and you making what you making at your job and you trying to make an honest living. And that they confused because they were like, who do I follow? Who do I trust with my upbringing? Do I trust the dude that's getting up early and clocking in, or do I trust the nigga that's on the block all day? Oh, excuse me. It's hard. It's hard being a black man. It's hard being a black father. That's why every black man can't be a dad. Every black man can't be a father. Every black man don't deserve to be a father. Because a lot of us is not going to do what's right by these kids. We can sit here and say that the women ran us out the house and all that good shit right there, and that's only applying to a certain part of the men that really want to be in their kids' lives, that they get ran out the house. Because a lot of us black men, we don't want to be fathers. We want to have all the fun. We want to have all the sex. We always talking about the rubber don't feel right. You want to feel that pussy raw. And you ain't ready for what come about that pussy. And now you ready to dip. That ain't my baby. You need to go take a test, and you need to go down to Planned Parenthood or some shit like that. So being a father is a special thing. And every man don't deserve to be a father. Every man don't deserve it. Because all of us ain't built the same to take care of kids, to actually give love to kids, to actually do what's right for the kids. All of us ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna be that individual to tell you to be somebody's stepdad. But if you want to be somebody's stepdad, then go right ahead. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Because if you really care about that woman, you really care about her child or children, then you're gonna do what's right anyway. You're gonna do what's right anyway. Spiritual coach or more Honora. I never seen you before, but you are correct. You right. But like I said, being a father is a hard job. You don't get the praise. You don't get the pat on the backs. You don't get shit for Father's Day. It's a hard job, and every man ain't built for it. But the ones that are built for it, everybody gonna love them. They're just like a coach. They're just like your favorite teacher. When they hit you, they hit you. You gonna love them for forever. If they were with the shit, you ain't gonna talk about them. That was just my 2 cents. That was my hour worth of time. I appreciate all those that came through. And I'll catch up with y'all on the next one. Y'all have y'all a nice day.